changes everything. Something about your love, something about your love changes everything, changes everything. Something about your love, something about your love changes everything, changes everything. Something about your love, something about your love changes everything, changes everything. Something about your love, something about your love changes everything, changes everything. Something about your love, something about your love changes every. You turn my morning into dancing. You turn my morning into dance. You turn my morning into dancing. You turn my morning into dancing. 'Cause your love changes everything. Your love changes everything. You turn my morning into dancing. You turn my morning into dancing. You turn my morning into dancing. 'Cause your love changes everything. Your love changes everything. Oh, there's something about your love, something about your love changes everything in my body. Oh, something about your love, something about your love changes everything. It changes everything. Something about your love, something about your love changes everything. It changes everything. Something about your love, something about your love changes everything, changes everything. Something about your love, something about your love changes everything. Something about your love, something about your love changes everything, changes everything. Something about your love, something about your love changes everything, changes everything. Something about your love, something about your love changes everything. You turn my morning into dancing. 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 Something about your love, something about your love changes everything.
Good morning, Rooted Men. Pastor Tom, Firmly Rooted Church. Great to have you on board on this Monday morning. Give me a thumbs up. I'm in the office today. I think I've got everything set up right, but just let me know whether you can see me and hear me. Looks like my microphone is on. Let me say hi to a few people while we're doing that. Where are we? There we are. Chris Connolly, good morning. Chuck B. Good morning, men. Ken Gooch. Good morning, fellow brothers in arms. Steve Ponoworski, good morning. Well, that's all that have acknowledged, although there's quite a few others out there. Great to have you on board. Yeah, so we're here at the office Monday morning. Beautiful outside, sun is shining, blue sky. Should be another beautiful day here in southeastern Michigan. Hey, there's Bert Reggiani. Good morning, gentlemen. Hope you had an opportunity to be involved in the worship and Bible study yesterday. If not, encourage you to do so. I kind of expanded on the sermon during the Bible study, so the two together would probably be a really good thing to participate in as an individual or maybe as a family or whatnot. But at any rate, today we're going to be looking at Psalm 57, written by David. And this is when he was inside that cave, when Saul was trying to chase him around and trying to kill him, and he was inside that cave, and he had the opportunity to kill Saul when he came into the cave, but thought twice about it, believed that it was not his job to remove the king, but it was God's job, even though he was anointed as the king, the next king. You would think, you would think, and his soldiers even thought, this is your time. God's put him right in your hands. But David did not take his life, and ended up escaping, and ultimately, obviously, became king. So we're going to look at his hymn that he wrote about that. So let me pull it up, and then let me hit Shift 5. There we go. I hope you can still see the text. I'm going to pull it up here. As I said, if you go above the reading here, it says when David fled from Saul in the cave. So here it is. Be merciful to me, O God. Be merciful to me. In the worship service, in a traditional worship service, the Kyrie eleison. Lord have mercy. Christ have mercy. Lord have mercy. In my life, this is almost a daily kind of have mercy on me. You know, I'm a believer in Jesus Christ that is living in a broken, sinful world. I'm broken. People I love are broken. It's hard. People get sick. They get ill. They get old. It's tough. And it's really good as he begins this song, that we might begin our days really saying, Lord, have mercy on me. Have mercy on me. And he is the God of mercy, so that just makes sense that we would declare it over ourselves. For in you my soul takes refuge. There it is. Where are you placing your refuge? Where are you placing your refuge? What's your refuge? Is it your job? Is it your income? Is it your talent? Is it your 401k? What is your refuge? All the things I mentioned are in the kingdom of this world, but David, who's sitting in a cave, wondering what God is doing, had the opportunity to kill Saul but doesn't. Tells you about a man whose his heart is after God's, right? He's a man after God's own heart, and in you I take refuge. I'm not going to trust anything else, even though I'm the king and I've got a whole army. I'm trusting in you. You are my refuge, not my talent, not my soldiers, not any of those things. So in the shadow of your wings, I will take refuge. The beautiful picture of a large bird covering over the babies right in a nest and protecting them. Hiding in the shadow of your wings, I take refuge till the storms of destructions pass by. I cry out to God Most High, to God who fulfills his purpose for me. The God who fulfills his purposes for me. Remember the reading we had in Ephesians chapter 2, that it is by grace you have been saved through faith. This is not of yourself. It is a gift from God, not by works, so that no one can boast, because you are God's workmanship, created to do good works, which he has already ordained for you to do. I cry out to God Most High, to God who fulfills his purposes in me. Gentlemen, you may have some purposes and objectives for your life, and that's awesome, but they have to align to the purposes of God and to the purposes of His kingdom. He will send from heaven and save me. He will put to shame him who tramples on me. God will send out His steadfast love and faithfulness. When you see in the Psalms steadfast love, that's like me saying God's unconditional love. When He talks about God's faithfulness to what? Faithfulness to His truths. God is faithful to His truths, which means that we can safely rest there because He's going to always be steadfast in His truthfulness to us. He is going to hold on to those truths. So if God promises to be with us when we're down, He'll be there. If He promises that He's going to be with us in the valleys, He'll be there. If He promises that He's near to us, He will be there. If He promises that He can make good come from bad situations, He'll be there. So when you see steadfast love and faithfulness, it's always a tie to unconditional love and eternal truth. My soul is in the midst of lions. I lie down amidst fiery beasts, the children of men whose teeth are spears and arrows. He's talking about Saul and his army, whose tongues are sharp as swords. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over the earth. You're in charge. They're not in charge. They think they're in charge, but they're not in charge. You are Almighty God. You are exalted above the heavens. Your glory is over the earth. They set a net for my steps. My soul was bowed down. They dug a pit in my way, but they have fallen into it themselves. Yeah. They have fallen into their own pit. It's what happens to the wicked. They end up falling into the very thing that they attempt to harm others with. Because of all of this, my heart is steadfast, O God. I find steadfastness in security, in knowing your unconditional love and your truth. My heart is steadfast, O God. My heart is steadfast. I'm immovable now. Because you have shared your unconditional love and your truth with me, I am holding on to them. I'm putting an anchor into them, and I am not moving. I will sing and make melody. Awake, my glory. Awake, O harp and lyre. I will awake the dawn. I will give thanks to you, O Lord, among the peoples. I will sing praise to you among the nations. There it is. Here he is in a cave, and he's remembering that the God of the universe anointed him and that he's going to be king someday. And he doesn't understand all the things that are happening, but he's trusting God in the midst of all the chaos. There it is again. For your steadfast love is great to the heavens, your faithfulness to the clouds. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over the earth. Gentlemen, on this Monday morning, remember that he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. That his unconditional love and his eternal truth is yours. You can access it. You can live in its strength and power. You can live in its promises. You can walk your life out this week in the truths that he will never leave you and he will never forsake you. That he has a purpose for you. He has promises for you. And he's going to make sure they're lived out. So hold on to him. Let him be your refuge and strength today and into this week. Sound good? All right, we'll leave it at that. Hey, Steve Skopik. Elder Steve's on board. Great to have you on board. All right, guys. Blessings on your day. Make it a firmly rooted day, and may someone see Jesus in us today. Peace.